Hello everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today, guys, I am excited. I'm going to be doing a reading on Chris Brown. So I will be touching on his personality, I will be touching on what's currently going on around him, and where he is with his music and his career, because I'm really curious about Chris Brown. And also, who knows, I might bring up Rihanna. I already touched on Chris Brown in Rihanna's video, so I know some fans just get upset when you bring shit up like that, but I'm gonna be addressing it because I feel like, you know, why not? If it comes up in the cards, I can't help what comes out, guys. So I hope you guys sit back and enjoy. Make sure you get your tea, make sure you get a snack, and let's pull some tarot tea with me. As you guys know, what I do is I pull up their chart and I see, you know, I just get into the person's energy and I see what's going on around the celebrity. Okay, give me a second, guys. So Chris Brown's chart, okay, Chris Brown is a Taurus sun with his moon in Taurus, his Mercury in Gemini, his Venus in Taurus, his Mars in Cancer, and his rising is in Leo. So automatically what I feel from Chris Brown while I just pulled up his chart, so this is crazy, he is someone that he doesn't like confrontation all the time, but he definitely finds himself getting into a lot of confrontation. He kind of lives for the drama a bit, even though he doesn't like confrontation. He is a very dramatic person with that Cancer Mars. He's very dramatic. He likes to be in his emotions. He's also very romantic too. Chris Brown is very romantic. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that. I mean, we can kind of tell with his music, but he's really romantic. He's that type of dude that will take you out to dinner and he'll rent out the whole restaurant and have candles around, because that's that Venus and Taurus, you know what I mean? He's someone also that he likes to wow his woman in the bedroom. He likes to do things that will make you be like, damn, Chris Brown, you're the fucking best I've ever had. And he's like, I know, baby. I mean, let's think of that song, with that Back to Sleep song, okay? Chris Brown loves sex. He loves engaging in sex. He likes the act of sex. He likes giving up his emotions in sex, because Chris Brown is someone that, you know, he lives in his emotions, even though he has that moon in Taurus. You wouldn't be able to tell, because he's a Taurus sun with his moon in Taurus. So you wouldn't actually be able to tell with him. And as I was talking about Chris Brown, you know, and guys, also I'm gonna start moving away from using my cards a lot, so a lot of times you won't see me looking at my cards, okay? So just so y'all know, okay? But anyway, you know, Chris Brown is not someone that likes to, as I said this, he's not someone who likes to communicate his feelings. He's not someone who likes to tell you in the moment how he's feeling. He likes, what he does with that moon in Taurus and that Mercury in Gemini, he likes to go back and reevaluate his feelings. So what I'm feeling from him, he doesn't always go about things the right way, which we know that. I mean, come on, given his past, he doesn't always go through things the right way. He doesn't always really say what he means. You know, he just lives in the moment. He just says what he wants to say just to get a reaction, and then he bounces. You know what I mean? He lives for that emotional response with that Mars and Cancer. He lives for it. But a lot of times with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, Chris Brown doesn't always know how to articulate exactly what he's feeling. So he'll be a lot of times I hear Chris Brown being like, nah, no, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, stop tripping, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know? And people are like, I don't know what you mean though, Chris Brown, I'm sorry, I don't, can you tell me what you mean? He's I don't, he doesn't explaining, he doesn't apologizing one, but he will apologize if he feels he is wrong, right? He has that moon in Taurus, I keep referring to. So if he feels like he's wrong, he will tell you he's wrong. He's good at that. But a lot of times, you know, especially if it's a girl he really cares about, but a lot of times he lives to give people that emotional response, you know, like he was doing with Drake. He would do this a lot with Drake. He would just say things just to piss Drake off, you know. Again, he's got that Mars and Cancer. He knows what will emotionally upset someone, you know. He knows how to hit those buttons. That's what he knows how to do. Leo rising, you know, he's got that Leo rising. So again, he operates very fast, you know, he moves very fast. He's also very hard on himself. Especially what I'm feeling from the Emperor in the reverse. You know, he doesn't feel like he's been the best father to royalty, I feel like he feels like there's a lot he could have done, especially in regards to royalty's mom. You know, he's just kind of like, I want to say he's embarrassed, but he definitely is someone that he looks back and he's like, damn, I could have handled that a lot better. But again, he's all about, too, I didn't say this, he's all about forward movement, okay? So the world card is in the upright. So Chris Brown, I don't know if he knows this about himself, but he's in the middle of his karmic cycle right now. He's having to learn things about himself that he didn't want to deal with before, which, I don't know what he has. Okay, makes sense. He's got that Saturn in Capricorn. So Chris, like, you need to get with it. Like, you need to learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn. Okay, so Chris Brown, you need to make sure that you learn the things you need to learn. And actually, guys, I'm going to put his birth chart up here so you guys can follow along with me, because, you know, I'm going to start doing that because I do want to do birth chart readings on celebrities because I feel like that's important. And pull cards, of course. Like, this will still be a tarot channel. But anyway, so I want you guys to see this birth chart that he has. He's got that Capricorn and Saturn and Capricorn, man. Saturn and Capricorns have to learn things the hard way. So that's why Chris Brown has gone through a lot of crazy shit in his life, especially having to do with his mother. You know, he's done a lot of he's said a lot of crazy shit to his mom, but then he comes back and he's like, oh, ma, like, you know I love you, you know I love you. Like, so this kind of, like, he can be a kind of a little bit abusive with his words, with his actions, you know, and, you know, this kind of stems back from his actual father, who was very abusive with his mom. So he had to learn, you know, to not be like his father. His father was not very present in his life. He's getting the Emperor in the reverse. So that's telling me that he never really learned how to be a father to royalty. He's trying. He's really trying to be a better father. He's trying to be the father that his he's trying to be a better father that his dad wasn't to him. Okay? So let's see what else is going on with Chris Brown. What's also going on with Chris Brown? So what I'm feeling, Five of Swords in the reverse, Chris. There's a lot of times, like, I keep feeling this from you. You've been getting yourself into a lot of situations where you say things and you don't think about the repercussions. You don't think about, or you act in ways where you don't think about the repercussions. And this doesn't have to be in the media, guys. We may not even know about what's going on in Chris Brown's life because he is very private. Chris Brown does not tell us a lot of things. He's a Taurus. Like, Tauruses are very private people. Earth energy in general is very private. You know what I mean? Plus, he's got that Mars in Cancer. So even though, you know, he talks about his sex life and he talks about, oh, yeah, I'm going to, like, knock that girl down. And Chris Brown ain't lying, guys. Like, Chris Brown, I feel he's really good in the bedroom, by the way. Chris Brown is very good in the bedroom, okay? Like, I'm just going to say that. Like, I'm going to boast for Chris. He's very good in the bedroom. He's very confident in the bedroom. He knows how to emotionally, because here's the thing with Water Mars. They know how to emotionally, while they're fucking you, excuse my language, they like to evoke emotion out of you at the same time. They like to make sure that you're giving as much as they're giving. And they like to receive at the same time. So while Chris, you know, he just loves sex. Like, so this is why he hasn't made the best decisions in his life, because he loves sex so much that, you know, I wouldn't say he's like a sex addict, but at one point Chris thought he was a sex addict. He was like, damn, like, I need to be, like, he was like, I need to be checked in, because I see him like talking to his management or something, or some person around him, maybe a friend or something that might manage him. Or, like, he says this a lot to his friends. He's like, damn, like, I really enjoy sex. Like, I love sex so much, but I think I have a problem. Like, he says it a lot. Like, I think I have an issue because I just love sex. And then he's got that Leo rising, so he's like, he's very boastful about his persona. You know, that's why we see him so confident all the time. You know, I'm gonna post pictures. You know, that's why we see him so confident all the time, because he's like, yeah, like, I know like, I know what I bring to the table. Like, Chris has a lot to bring to the table, but Chris, like, the main thing that I'm feeling from you is you need to stop getting yourself in hot water. Your lawyers have to bail you out of shit, like, a lot. That's what I'm feeling from Chris. Like, his lawyers have to bail him out a lot, guys. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, he's been in a lot of legal drama, especially with women. Like, and I know, like, some people are gonna come on my channel and be like, oh my god, that's common sense. Like, we already know that. Like, well, yeah, but if it's common sense, you know, that's because it keeps coming up in their energy. So therefore, it's not really common sense because it's something they do a lot. You know what I mean? So the media catches that. That's why it comes out as common sense, you know? Because they act on this persona a lot. A lot of times you guys see Chris Brown's Leo rising. What you really don't see is that sensitivity of Chris. The reason Chris gets mad or he gets a certain way is because, and he, you know, he doesn't deal with things the right way, is because he's so sensitive. And I think, obviously, that's another thing people could say is common sense. But I feel it. Like, so, of course, it's in his energy a lot. So it's going to be common sense because we're going to see it a lot. You know, whether that be in the media or we see it in his personality, his persona, that Leo persona, you know. I also feel that Chris Brown is very protective over his mom. He loves his mom. You know, he's got that Cancer energy. But a lot of times, like, his mom don't really see eye to eye on a lot of things, especially when it comes to royalty. And as I said, that I don't know what his mom is, but his mom is coming out as the Queen of Cups. So I feel something from his mom. Like, you know, his mom doesn't know how to pull Chris back because Chris will just do what Chris wants to do. You know what I mean? Chris is very stubborn with his attitude and his emotions. Remember, emotion. I haven't gotten to Moon in Taurus yet, but he's got that Moon in Taurus where he can be very set in his emotion, very stubborn, very my way, very I figured out the right way to do things, so therefore this is what is working for me. But again, Chris, you have a lot of Capricorn. You have your Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Capricorn. So you have to learn to be a realist, but not be so pessimistic at the same time where you're missing opportunities, because you do have Jupiter and Gemini, okay? And guys, I'm going to be making a whole series on this stuff, so don't worry, not speaking another language. But Chris, this is also your chart reading. Like, I want to equate these two, you know? So yeah, that's what's currently going on around Chris is in the middle of his karmic cycle. He's having to relearn a lot of lessons in his life that he should have learned way back, okay? Way back, guys. So let's see what's going on around his love life. King of Swords. What is going on around Chris's love life? Guys, what did I say? Yes, Chris is feeling very burdened right now. There's something going on with him, and I feel a lot of drama going on around him and Royalty's mom. So I don't know if you guys know anything about that, which is why I always ask, because even though I feel it's like people say it's common sense, well, I don't know that going into this. So guys, like, what's going on with him and his baby's mother? I don't know. A lot of things going on. I don't follow Chris anymore, so it's not common sense to me. So I see that, you know, there's a lot going on that's burdening him. He's feeling very overworked too, like, you know, he's feeling very overwhelmed. So I don't know what Chris is doing right now. I'm gonna have to look on his Instagram after this and clarify what I felt, but something is going on where Chris is just feeling very overworked, overburdened, a lot of stress, you know, going on around him, and so much, like, this is his love life. So a lot of people come at Chris a lot of times. Like, they want, like, Chris always has people coming at him, claiming that he's the mother of their kids. Like I said about Drake, you know, claiming that, you know, Chris, do you remember when you took me to bed? You know, a lot of people also like to spread a lot of rumors about Chris Brown. But another thing is too, is that Chris, you know, you are addicted to sex. I do see that. You have some type of addiction going on. I don't want to diagnose you, but I am seeing that. And guys, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only, and it's for fun, okay? So, but, you know, of course what I'm feeling is legit, you know, so just want to say that, what I feel. So Chris, yeah, you're in tune with that Leo rising right now. Like, you need to figure out how to pull back in your love life. You need to figure out how to not always take the lead on things, because a lot of times I'm seeing that that gets you in trouble, or this gets you, like, girls wanting money from you or wanting, you know, financial support in some way, maybe not about a kid, but they want, you know, you to pay them back. Oh, remember, like I'm hearing things like, they say things like, oh, I made you get off like this. I'm not going to get explicit, but, you know, oh, I did this to you. I did that to you. You need to pay me. Chris, also, why am I hearing that you hire strippers or prostitutes? Like, you have prostitutes or strippers come around you, like, a lot. Like you are all about that life. You're all about that life. So, you know, guys, I want, like, let me know, like, what's going on with Chris with that, because, you know, I am seeing that he has a lot of people come around him, try to come around him a lot and try to, like, you know, see what he's all about and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, like, what's going on with that? Because I'm just like, Chris, like, okay. So I'm seeing, yeah, I'm seeing, as I said, that the Three of Swords came out. I'm seeing a lot of, like, heartbreak going on around Chris. Like, not him per se, but, like, he has gone through his moments of having heartbreak and all that stuff. But more so, I'm feeling like he breaks a lot of hearts. He breaks a lot of women's hearts in his life. And this makes girls, like, act crazy with him. They're just like, what the hell, Chris? Like, I thought you wanted me. I thought you loved me. And he's just like, no, Leo rising. No, sorry, I don't. Yeah. Chris, you're in the middle of your karmic cycle right now. I hope you know that. You know, if you don't know, hire an astrologer, but you're in the middle of your karmic cycle right now. You're in the middle of trying to figure things out, and what better way for you to do that than to, you know, be a father. You're being called, Chris, to be a father to your daughter, Royalty. You're being called to do that, and you know, but something is going on with Chris's life where his love life, where he is feeling burdened. So I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but that's what is coming out. Okay. He's very unhappy right now, very depressed, really drowning his sorrows right now. So I'm telling you guys, he's feeling burdened, or something's going on with that. So let's see if we got any movement going on in Chris's life. Are we going to expect an album? What was the last album he came out with? Like, I'll post it up here. Like, what was the last album Chris came out with? I'm very curious about that. So, what's going on with Chris? Karma, yep. So guys, we're gonna get an album from Chris soon. I'm feeling it. Like, I don't see any, like, indication of that yet, but I am feeling that we're gonna get an album from him soon. Fucking Chris. Yeah. So Chris is gonna be talking about a lot of things in his career, but what we're gonna see him touch more on, Chris wants to make, I don't know how much they're gonna let Chris get away with this, but he wants to really create, like, an album where, I mean, most of his music is like this, so that's not a surprise, but Chris really wants to push the envelope. This is saying to me he's making more music. I'm telling you guys, I'm feeling like he's working on a new project, but he wants to talk about, like, drowning your sorrows more, and how he came from, how he's been in a very dark place, and he's coming out of the dark place, the devil in the reverse. You know, he's coming out of that dark place, and how a lot of things happen for a reason to make him a better father. He wants to talk more. I mean, we already saw him release that album of, you know, his daughter Royalty, but I'm hearing he wants to do more songs like that. He wants to move more in a direction where he's like, he kind of wants to put down the whole act of, like, only talking about women. Like, he likes sex. Definitely, we're still gonna have baby making music on there, but, you know, he really wants to put down that act. He really wants to, you know, talk about being a better father, you know, and he wants to get more in depth with his relationship with his dad, like, to us, kind of like pulling a Drake on us, like, you know, and his mom. Like, he really wants to let us in a lot more than he has in the past. And the Hermit here is in the reverse, like, telling me that too, like, you know, and but there's still, he likes that whole, like, does he have Pisces in his chart? Okay, I'm not saying, he has his North Node in Pisces. He still wants to, like, address, like, the darkness that you know, but create this type of like illusion around it, like this beautiful illusion, which is, he likes to romanticize things. So we're gonna see him do a lot more of that. You know, he's gonna create this illusion and just this whole like getaway of escapism through his darkness. So I'm really curious to hear this album actually. What do you guys think? Are you still a Chris Brown fan? Are you still wanting new music from him? I am seeing that we're gonna get more music from him this year. If not this year, he's working on a really good album. I feel it. It's gonna be more honest than his other stuff, which I'm really excited about. I'm not really a big Chris Brown fan anymore, but you know, like, I do think that is a good way to start off, you know, your new beginning. He wants to do a new beginning. So let's see how he feels about Rihanna, and then I'll end the video. Okay, so how I'm seeing Chris Brown feels about Rihanna is definitely, there is still, you know, he still carries a little bit of guilt. That's normal, but he's actually forgiven himself for a lot of the shit that went down between them. Like, he's actually gone to a therapist a little bit and seen and talked about this darkness and where that came from and why he did what he did. You know what I mean, guys? I'm really curious to see what else he's going to talk about in his music, because I'm also seeing he's not hurting anymore over Rihanna. Like, he still really cares about her with the Six of Pentacles and the upright. He still really cares about her. He still really, like, worries about her. He checks on her, but they don't really talk, I'm seeing. They've actually taken a break from each other completely. They both decided, like, you know, obviously it's not good to be in each other's lives, but he still cares about her. Like I said, you know, he still would talk to her if he saw her, but I'm not seeing that there's current communication between them. But yeah, she helped him realize a lot. He keeps getting the devil in the reverse. She helped him realize a lot about the things that went down between them, and he grew a lot from that situation, and he's really grateful for that situation that he had. Sure, it led him down a dark path with his career, led him down a dark path with himself, but from that emerged a new Chris. You know what I mean? He was like, okay, like, he started realizing like patterns that he did when he, like his father would do. Like, Rihanna was that for him, and that's why I keep saying he comes through this karmic journey a lot, because he's got that Capricorn in his chart. So he comes through this a lot, and he has to learn things the very hard way, very abrupt way. So yeah, Chris still cares about Rihanna, but he's just like, yeah, I agree completely. It's not good for us to be together. Maybe we're soulmates in another life, in another time we'll be together, but I don't really see us talking or being together anymore, because I'm not who I need. I'm not who he understands, that he's no longer this person, or she ties him to his old past. She ties him to old Chris, and he's like, no, like, I want to be different. Chris is realizing a lot, and he has a lot of revelations that he thinks about, you know, guys. He's very deep, but he's very unhappy where he is right now. He's very unhappy with his life. So, you know, let's pray for Chris. Let's wish him the best. You know, he is trying to be a better person. He keeps getting the devil in the reverse, and he's trying to come out of his addictions. He's really keeping to himself, guys, and realizing a lot that went down with him in his past, and just other women, and why it is that Chris can't seem to, you know, have a healthy relationship with women. Why is he so quick to talk shit about them, or talk bad to them, or be mean? He's seeing that. And I'm feeling like he is in the middle of discovering that self-reflection. And the universe is going to help him to do that. So he keeps running into stuff like that, where he has to deal with things that are no longer, you know, serving his character, you know? So it's for a reason, Chris, why you keep running into these problems, because I do feel it. So anyway, guys, this was my reading on Chris Brown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to make it as in-depth as possible. There's not much too heavy going on with Chris. He is kind of blocking me a bit, because he has that Mars and Cancer, so I'm like, great. You know, so he blocks anyone that tries to intrude on him, so I was able to pull enough about him to where, you know, we can kind of understand him a bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading that I did on Chris Brown. This has been Sade's Tarot Tea, and I hope you guys are having a good day or night. Bye, guys.